Hi guys, it's Sammy here. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everyone has a great week and hope everyone's doing well. I'm gonna be doing all of my movie reviews of the Laserdiscs that I watched in January. For me to give my opinions on them and all stuff. So I'm gonna be doing that. So the first one I'm gonna be reviewing today for you guys is a movie that I've seen pop up in many one-not shows. And I did have a copy of it that I bought from Nomad a couple years ago. But never got a chance to watch it, and I finally did. Because I felt bad that no one got it in the past couple one-not shows I've seen it go for. But this one right here, Married to the Mob. This has Michelle Pfeiffer, Matthew Modine. This has, I believe, Alec Baldwin, and Dean Stockwell, and Mercedes Ruehl. I got this brand new factory sealed. As you can tell, it was out of shrink. But this movie basically is about, I think in the beginning of the movie, like some kind of guys that were like tied to the mob were going to like work and stuff like that. It sees like then they see like a killer on the train, and they killed one of them, and then Michelle Pfeiffer, I believe she's like dating some kind of like this man that's tied to the gang. This headman called Frank DeMarco, who plays Alec Baldwin. She's in a relationship with him, and they live very well, and they're gonna be moving out soon, all this stuff. Then Dean Stockwell, who plays as Tony Russo, goes in the building, kills Frank and Michelle Pfeiffer, who plays Angela. She gets really sad that her husband passed, and she moves into the city in New York, and lots of stuff going on in the movie. Some good laughs, some good action, pretty good acting, and one scene I remember in the film where these couple mob guys that were trying to order from McDonald's or some kind of fast food restaurant, a clown serves them some fast food, and after one of the guys wanted like a large hand of French, large cup of fries to give to him. The clown goes up to one of the guys, and I think kills him, and then the other two guys that that were with the clown at that restaurant, they were trying to kill that one man. I don't remember what the name was. I think it was Matthew Modine that was in the involvement, and then clown was getting out of the restaurant and trying to kill him, and then getting him to kill the clown. Don't want to spoil the whole movie, but if you guys haven't seen it, it's pretty good. Probably something I may not want to watch again, but doesn't mean it's not bad by any means. It's just something that I don't know if I have interest in watching it again, honestly. But so I might have to flip that one and put it in my next one-not show so that people can get a taste of it. Married to the Mob. All right, next movie we got right here. This is an amazing movie right here. Picked this up from Laser Meth, who I call now. His seller name is Laserdisc, and I got this from him for like $4. Raw deal. Arnold Schwarzenegger It also stars Robert Davi, who is not in the cast in the back sleeve, but he's in this film. Catherine Harold, Darren McGavin, Paul Shinner, Stephen Hill, Sam Wanamaker, Ed Lauter. This movie's badass. Basically, this guy here, I believe his name is Mark Kaminsky, who plays a Schwarzenegger. He's like a cop and all that stuff. Taking one of the guys in for some kind of lumberjack work, and then he dates this guy. He dates this girl, Catherine Harold, who plays as, I can't remember her character name, but they were living together happily till and then he all business with the guys here that were trying to make a raw deal with him, and give him all this cash, and figure out what can they do with Mark. The whole story of it's really good. The action is amazing. The acting is phenomenal in this film, and if you like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and if you really like his films, definitely check out Raw Deal. If you haven't, it's a great, awesome film, and totally highly recommend that film as well. So yeah, there you go, Raw Deal. All right, next film we got right here, Terminal Force. I did get this brand new factory seal from Geo for only $23. The only bad thing about this movie is it has laser rod issues. I'm gonna have to get another copy of this movie very soon. But definitely got to get another one of this movie here. This movie's awesome. This guy plays this guy here. I believe Richard Harrison, who plays Nick Tyree, is like the officer here. Let's read it back. Los Angeles is on fire. No one knows this better than Officer Nick Tyree, who plays Richard Harrison. He's seen the smoke signals of the violent crime wave. He's taking the heat for his reckless use of force, and he's sweating out an indefinite suspension in a semi-drunk stupor. But when it comes to fighting fire with fire, there is only one man capable of getting the job done. And that man is Nick Tyree. When the daughter of a star witness is brutally abducted by mob kingpin Johnny Ventura, Nick Tyree is forced back into action with the help of his best friend, Slim Tony Donahue, and a stripper named Delilah Dawn Wildsmith. Tyree begins the hunt for the dangerous and elusive Ventura, double crosses during escapes and rescues between Tyree and the enemy. But Tyree knows one thing. He knows what push comes to shove. When all else fails, there is always Terminal Force. That's the movie itself. Basically trying to save the daughter here that was kidnapped and all that stuff, and getting his revenge on the guys that kidnapped his daughter. And there is so much good stuff in this film. Highly recommend this film. If you all can find a copy that is not a rotter like this one I have here. I think I should be getting one from Geo coming soon in the mail, but that's not rotted, but who knows. But definitely pick up a copy of Terminal Force that is not rotted. Highly recommend that film too. Alright, next film we got right here, The Grave. This movie stars Craig Sheffer and Gabriel Anwar. Some secrets are better left buried. I don't think I showed you the back for the first three, but I'll show you the back for this. This has chapter search. This movie is really, really interesting. Basically, it takes place in the beginning of the movie, like in a prison, like in a prison cage, and in some kind of police department. These guys here, I think their name's Craig Sheffer, and the other guy here, I don't remember the name, but they escape out of the prison cell. They go to another land here, where they can find grave things out there and all stuff. this guy Craig Sheffer meets up with this Gabrielle Ann Ward character in some kind of house and all stuff, and they have sex one time, and their characters are pretty. They're both are pretty likable in this movie too. I would honestly say, but lots of stuff going on in the movie, and trying to help back and see what they could do for their land and stuff like that. It's really good. Something I definitely highly recommend. Anyone could check out. It's very rare to find this movie, so good luck searching this one on Laserdisc, guys. If you need to watch it, on Laserdisc, or might even watch it on streaming services. Like there's a full movie video on YouTube that you can watch as well. But definitely a great movie to check out. The Grave. Next movie going here, Death of an Angel. I had nothing to know about this movie other than I just felt like I wanted to watch it. This has Bonnie Bedelia, Nick Mancuso. Two desperate characters, one deadly sin. This is actually a pretty good movie here, guys. I'll show you the back. Basically, this girl, Bonnie Bedelia, she's like some kind of performer in a church in the beginning of the movie, and some kind of church performer in the beginning of the movie. She becomes she wants some kind of guy in the church that is suggesting her that she wants to be like some kind of priest, for the mankind and all stuff, and she takes the offer. But like when her daughter gets disappeared and all stuff, she looks for the daughter, and she goes out. She meets this guy here who is her savior, and they go and to she goes to this Latino area in California here, and gives prayers and say blessings and stuff like that and all stuff. The whole plot to the film is pretty good. The whole plot to the film is good. The dialogue to it, I think, could have been better, but it's a very religious, faithful film, and something I would kind of recommend anyone trying to give it a watch here. Again, like Mirror to the Mob, probably not going to watch Death of an Angel again, just because, even though it's a good movie, and even though it's not terrible by any means, it's one I probably won't watch again, so that's another one I'm going to have to flip. Next movie we got right here, I got a lot to say about these next films right here. Alien and Aliens. Finally got a chance to watch those films for the very first time in the month of January. Let me tell you something about Alien. This movie is directed by Ridley Scott from 1979. This into is absolutely amazing. Basically, it's about I think Sigourney Weaver trying to get into a ship and find some kind of species and stuff like that in the ship. Like something to identify and see what's it about and all stuff. She's with these partners on the ship, on the spaceship, trying to see what's going on and all stuff. And this alien creature right there is real and kills her partners and stuff like that. This feels like a real sci-fi horror film, if I recall, and it's awesome. I know everybody knows this film, so not gonna spoil it all, but this is a true classic here. And then we got another good movie right here that feels like a sci-fi action film more than like a sci-fi horror film. Aliens. Now this movie was directed by James Cameron, who's a pretty good action director. This film is basically, again, Sigourney Weaver. She's in this film as well. But this also has Michael Biehn, and Bill Paxton and other cast members. I can't remember. Paul Reiser and Carrie Henn. This film goes on. It's about like Sigourney Weaver trying to get off the spaceship, trying to get on some kind of planet, to look at, some kind of like shelter thing that was, that was empty and, that was not active. She went to the shelter. She found this little daughter there that she's alone in the shelter. Sigourney Weaver wants to help her, and she gets the daughter back to the spaceship, and something goes wrong again with the aliens here. Again, this feels like more of an action sci-fi movie than Alien, because I thought Alien was sci-fi horror, but it's still really good. For me to say that, Alien and Aliens are two movies I definitely can recommend to anyone checking it out. I have to see Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection soon. Hopefully when I can, but I highly recommend anyone check out Alien and Aliens when they all can. Such good movies right there. Totally worth seeing for your viewing experience. Alright, next movie we got right here. This one was a recommendation from Tight White here. Out of Bounds. This has Anthony Michael Hall, Jenny Wright, Jeff Kober, and Glenn Turman. This is a great film right here. Basically, this movie's about Daryl Cage, who plays Anthony Michael Hall, gets all his stuff, from his parents' house, moves into some kind of like another home here for like, to stay over and all this stuff. Meets other people that live in the home. But when he wakes up, they're dead. There's a killer there, and he's trying to seek revenge from the killer. At first, he gets framed. The cops try to frame him for him doing something bad, but he doesn't end up doing anything bad. In the film, she meets up with Diz, Jenny Wright from the airport and all that stuff, and they become friends together for some good time, for a good while, as their friendship seems to bond up with each other, but they're still, the killer's trying to get after them, and, it's so much fun, and there's a lot of good stuff going on in the movie, that I really, really enjoy. The acting is amazing, the characters are the best looking in this film, and yeah, Out of Bounds. Definitely recommend this film to anybody who has to see it. It's a movie that you won't be disappointed to see. Alright, next movie we got right here. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's another film everybody knows. The Thing with John Carpenter. This movie I watched for the first time. Oh my god, I was blown away. This movie is absolutely spectacular. It takes place in Antarctica when it was cold outside, and these guys here who are in Antarctica, they work at some kind of like land, and to control the winter area of it and all stuff, and something bad happens to them when the creatures go after them, and they start to kill them and all that stuff in Antarctica, and lots of good stuff happening in this film. Kurt Russell's character is really good looking in this movie, and if you haven't seen The Thing, please check it out, guys, because this movie will blow you the fuck away, like it did for me. Definitely gonna check this movie out again really soon, as I can't wait to watch it again. And if you want to watch The Thing, please watch it in the cold weather. All right, in the cold, snowy weather, put some kind of cold air on in your home. Keep the dog away from it if you have a dog, from the movie, and just enjoy it as much as you can. Maybe put on a long sleeve shirt, a short sleeve shirt, to enjoy The Thing. Because I guarantee you guys, The Thing will blow you the fuck away like it did. All right, next movie we got right here. This one's been on my wish list for a while now. Dark Tide with Richard Tyson and Bridget Backo. Hold on, let me drink some water here. My throat's about to be dry. There we go. Dark Tide. Straight to back. This is a really good film. It's basically about Andy, who plays Bridget Backo, goes to some kind of island there, like some tropical island. Meets up with one of the guys that was on the ship, that was working. Richard Tyson, whose name is Dak, works on the ship with Chris Sarandon, who plays Tim. First, Andy and Tim get along, and then all of a sudden, they don't get along well at the near middle of the film, as she gets along well with Dak. There's a beautiful scene in the film where Dak and Andy have sauce together in some kind of cave, some kind of pool in the cave and all that stuff. It's so fucking cool. There's a lot of cool adventures to the movie, where they scuba dive and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. But then something bad happens, when Dak and Andy don't get along well. She goes back to loving Tim, and Dak seeks revenge for Andy. How bad it's getting, and how Andy doesn't want to have any more things to do with Dak. So they had an argument with Tim and Dak and Tim, and Tim gets hurt, he gets injured, and I don't want to spoil it all, but there's a lot of good sauce in the movie, a lot of good adventuring in the film, and definitely one I do recommend everyone checking out, because the movie itself was not only beautiful at times, with the scuba diving and with the adventuring and all stuff, but it's a movie I definitely enjoyed and definitely want to highly recommend everyone seeing. If you all haven't watched it, if you all haven't watched Dark Tide, yeah, definitely a good one. Pretty rare to find as well on Laserdisc, so you might have to do some luck searching out for it, because it's hard to find, but definitely a good one too. Definitely a good one though. All right, next movie we're coming here. This movie I'm about to show you guys is a movie that Malicious recommended to me, that he wanted me to see, and unfortunately, this one here I'm about to show you guys is not going to be as good as Dark Tide. I'm telling you right now. The Spree. Is it a crime to love what you do? This has Jennifer Beals and Powers Booth. And by the way, shout out to Jennifer Beals. She is amazingly gorgeous and beautiful in this movie here, with her smoky look, and how gorgeous she looks in this movie. I think she's kind of like a CIA criminal agent and all that stuff. Where she's in the whole entire movie, but basically this movie is about her trying to get into the house, breaking in, finding some kind of jewelry and all that stuff. And then she meets this cop here who plays Powers Booth, Bram Hatcher, and they go on and they get along well, and they go out seeking adventure and all stuff, but they go out seeking all adventure. The sauce, there's some pretty good sauce in the movie, but I feel like the story, the plot, and the dialogue to the movie could have been a lot better, honestly. The movie, sometimes there's some very slow parts in the film that didn't make sense for me to watch, and it's the set design and the location to the movie is kind of lacking, and some of the characters in the movie are kind of lacking as well. Only Jennifer Beals is the hottest character in the movie, and it's if I don't know. I'm not gonna really recommend it. If I talk more about the movie and say more about the spree and all that stuff, it's probably not that good. So yeah. Sorry. All right, next one we got right here is a classic here. I definitely recommend anyone checking out. Near Dark. This movie's amazing. Here's the back. I have to get another copy of this movie because my copy was rotted. And this copy right here, I know this isn't the same sleeve, but I got another copy Near Dark that had a rough condition sleeve, but the disc played good, so I had to exchange that disc from the rough condition sleeve to this sleeve here. You know, with the sleeve had the rotted disc. But this movie's awesome. Basically, it's about this guy here who goes out dark and goes out at night, meets with these couple family members here who are like some kind of vampires, you know, that live in the dark and all stuff. There's a crazy, awesome bar scene in the film where Bill Paxton just goes on and, you know, does some crazy shit in the bar along with his other guy, along with Lance Henriksen and Jenny Wright, and this little kid here who just, you know, does bad things at the bar and all stuff. It's so much fun. There's a lot of good effects in this movie too, you know, with them being as vampires and all stuff, you know, and I think it's very well done too as well. So, yeah, Near Dark, definitely check it out, guys. Such an awesome film. All right, this next movie we got right here, this one blew me away for no reason. I had no idea that this film was going to be any good, but I ended up enjoying it. Warriors with Gary Busey and Michael Pare. Perfect kill machines with nothing to fear but each other. I'll show you the back to it. I think at the beginning of the film, Gary Busey and Michael Pare were like in some kind of like assassination game where they go from the river. There's like this wedding at this house there that some people are celebrating, and they kill the people that are at the wedding and that were at the celebration. And then one time Gary Busey was like having dinner with the guys that killed the people at the wedding, and he decides to himself he doesn't want to do this anymore. He wants to quit it and be done for good, and he left them, and now they're trying to seek out revenge for Gary Busey's character. And you know, lots of mind-blowing action going on in the film, and lots of good explosive things, lots of good things. And you know, Michael Pare is really trying to seek out revenge for Gary Busey, you know, who left the gang, and they're trying to have him back, by the way. And you know, Michael Pare is not having any luck with that, and like at the near end of the film, they reunite with each other. I think the captain, the colonel here, they reunite with each other, and they now try to seek revenge for the other guys here who were trying to get them back, and it's so much fun. Really good shit right here, guys. Definitely recommend Definitely check out Warriors if you haven't seen it. Definitely a lot of good moments in that film too, you know, that I really enjoyed. All right, next movie we got right here. This is a movie I don't know why. This movie is so much fun, and I just enjoy it the most. Career Opportunities. This is a John Hughes movie, which he didn't even direct this movie, and he produced it only. This movie is so much fun. One of the most funny, clever, entertaining comedies I have seen in my life. Everybody knows about this film. This guy here, Frank Whaley, who was working at this kind of pet shop there, talking to himself. He gets fired, and he goes and tries to get a job and all this stuff. And he applies to Target and wants to be like the cashier and all this stuff, but you know, due to his record, they put him in the night clean man, you know, where he cleans the whole entire store at night, you know. And then this Jennifer Connelly character, who plays Josie, goes in the store and, you know, watches Jim do all the work in the store and then they become friends and, start to have fun with each other, do silly stuff and together and all stuff. It's so much fun. Don't need to go on the whole plot of it, but there is a funny scene where Josie plays around the horse and, like giggles around with it. It's funny as fuck. And yeah, I don't know why, but this film is so much fun for me to begin with, and something I really definitely enjoyed the most of all. Yeah, that's Career Opportunities. Next movie we got right here, though, is a badass RoboCop ripoff I'm about to show you guys. The Demolitionist. Now, this is widescreen, and I don't believe widescreen did any trash movies, but this one did not disappoint me whatsoever. I'm going to show you the back. This movie is basically about Nicole Eggert, who plays as a cop. Richard Grieco's character, goes in jail after doing something bad, in the world, and he goes in death row. He's about to get executed, but they killed like the guards and the cops and stuff like that. They're tied to this gang here, and where Nicole Eggert with the gang and all that stuff, and they brutally abused her, and they get her killed and all that stuff, and then after that she comes back to life and comes back to life playing as this robotic like cop here who goes out, when she sees people do bad things, she goes after them and kills the people that do bad things out in the world and all stuff. There's a lot of mind-blowing action in the movie and a lot of good shit from Nicole Eggert, that she does a great job in this movie. And Richard Grieco, she's trying to get after Richard Grieco and the gang and kill them all and all that stuff. It's fucking badass. Definitely good cheesy trash right here. You all definitely need to check out, even if it's widescreen. Please check out The Demolitionist. I guarantee you all will not be disappointed by this film at all. Definitely can't wait to watch that movie again. The Demolitionist. Alright, we got a couple more movies to review and that'll be done. Alright, next movie we got right here. This one was a really good heartfelt film. The Flamingo Kid, Matt Dillon, Richard Crenna, Hector Elizondo, and Jessica Walter. This movie is so heartwarmingly well done. Let me show you the back. This movie is basically about Matt Dillon's character, who does a great job in this film. He comes from the Bronx. He wants to be some kind of like beach club employee there, like some kind of like flamingo club, some kind of beach club there, and he enjoys it there. He meets up with Jessica Walter's character, to get to know her and to see what's she all about and all stuff. They're both very likable in this film. The location to it is amazing, and Matt Dillon and Jessica Walter just have a great time for each other in this film. And Matt Dillon just tries to work at this beach club, and he gets assigned to do what he wants to do, and and he does a fantastic job in this movie. I don't know. There is nothing else for me to say other than this movie's amazing. It's a classic, and if you haven't seen The Flamingo Kid, I highly recommend checking this movie out. This movie will make your heart and your soul feel happy and so much better, since it's a feel-good, heartwarming movie. Alright, next movie we got right here. This movie I really, really enjoyed. Probably my first Chuck Norris film I ever watched on Laserdisc. Missing in Action. Let me show you the back. This movie's about, in the beginning, some kind of Chuck Norris going into belonging like some kind of army war and all stuff, like battling against the Vietnamese soldiers. And then, like, you know, he goes back home, doesn't know what to do, and then, next thing, he goes back to Vietnam, gets, enjoys his life there, and then, some bad things happen there as the guys from the war in the beginning of the movie go after Chuck Norris, and, he goes with this partner here. Well, I can't remember his name, but he has this kind of man partner with him, and, they go on an adventure to kill the Vietnamese soldiers that were against Chuck Norris's war and all this stuff. It's so much fun. Lots of good shit in this movie here. And, yeah, I cannot wait to see Missing in Action 2 and 3. And I'm sure that they will be just as amazing as the first Missing in Action film. And then the last movie we got right here is Skeeter. Earth is the final breeding ground. Here's the back. This probably has to be one of the best killer creature horror films, next to Breeders and Grimm. I'm not gonna lie. The killer mosquitoes in this movie are absolutely insane. Like, really freaking insane. It's basically about Charles, I can't remember what the character's name, but this guy here is some kind of cop. He's really good in this movie, and Tracy Griffith is great in this film too. Basically they get into basically him and her, are in some kind of relationship together, and also living a happy land. And then, once all of a sudden some kind of like dry land goes on, and there's mosquitoes going on everywhere to kill people and shit like that, and they're trying to get after the mosquitoes and stuff like that and destroy it all. It's so much fun. The effects of the mosquitoes in this movie are absolutely insane. The acting is really well done. Everything about this movie is just awesome and definitely excellent and fantastic, and I enjoyed it all. And there is nothing else for me to say. There's nothing else for me to say. About Skeeter. Other than I highly recommend checking it out, and awesome film to watch over and over again. So those are my reviews, guys. I tried my best to do them all, but thank you guys for watching. And as always, take care and have a great day. See you in the next video, guys.